Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's our two honors. We're to continue. We went through exercises 1 through 8 yesterday, and now we're on to 9 through 18, and we'll probably get through these today. And for this one right here, I want you to go ahead and work out number 9. Look for, what is the first thing you're going to look for? Greatest common factor. And I'll give you a hint on 9. There is a greatest common factor, and then you can factor that. So I'm going to choose somebody here in about 2 minutes to help us with number 9. Okay, let's go ahead here. So we're going to choose someone here.
Randy.
Randy Atlee. Atlee, this thing just likes you, Atlee. That's all I can say. Atlee, the wheel likes you. All right. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so I got a greatest common factor of 10.
So 10, okay.
And then I put parentheses x to the power of 3 minus 8.
Okay.
Gold.
And next?
Yeah, x. 1 is going to be a plus and 1 is going to be a minus.
It's x minus.
Okay, let's go ahead and review. At the top of the sheet here, let me show you something. There was a difference of cubes, and let me write that formula here. If you have like x cubed minus y cubed, that can be written as x minus y times x squared plus xy plus y squared.
Okay. So I'm going to do x to the power of 3 minus 8. I don't get it. I don't understand.
Okay, I'll let somebody else do it.
Isn't it x minus?
No, I don't understand either. Okay.
Rescan.
I'm just
Okay, Cheyenne, you're the...
Okay. Is it x plus 2? No. Or is it minus 2?
Here's the form.
Oh, yeah. It's x minus 2.
Okay,
And then that other one, you do x squared plus 2x, right? And then plus 4.
okay, is that right?
That's what I got, so.
Anybody have any other thing they got besides that you're sure of? Okay, that actually looks good to me. All right?
I'm going to name him Nugget.
Okay, thank you for that. Let's go ahead and work out number 10. I'll choose somebody for number 10 here in just a couple minutes.
You do that.
You're doing it right. Can you read it?
Yes, that's squared.
X squared. Here. You just let me know. Just let me know.
You need to run it.
Dang, bro. Do the. Right. Do the.
Good mom.
Hey, do you get it?
How do you do that?
Don't do that ever.
Middle? Do y'all get it?
When you're sure you use bombs on it.
No.
It's just.
Comes back and she like,
You can pull out next
That's when you hit it.
You suck your coat.
The mop.
Okay, we ready to go on this? You have this factored yet?
No, I forgot to do it.
I don't know how to do this.
Is it something that?
Don't you like that?
Well, you have a greatest common factor, right?
Yeah, great from
X squared.
Okay. Does anyone know how to do this one?
No.
Yeah, the first part. I know how to do the first part, every single one of them. The box thing, don't you have?
So did you do it?
I'm working on it.
You're working on it, so work on it a little bit more.
Dude.
So what happens, Chloe says, okay, you take the greatest common factor, here's Chloe. Here's Chloe, and then you do the, what you do the thing, right?
The box thing,
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think I got it.
and I don't remember if this one is actually factorable, I don't remember working this one out.
I don't know if
This
it,
everything.
because you get 5 in the box, and then you get 7 in the middle, so you have to get something that multiplies to equal 5 and adds to equal 7. That kind of thing. That's like equals 5.
Well, you should get, it should be 10 and 7.
What is that?
You should get 10 and 7. Yeah, there is one. This will work out. This is factorable. I'm sure this is factorable.
Why didn't you not?
No, but how'd
What did
you?
you got there?
Well, of course I'm gonna, that's it, I hate it.
Where do you get 2?
Mark has one.
2 and 5 makes 7.
Why you have to?
Yeah, plug it.
So I can.
Well, yeah, but why is 10 at the top?
There's another way.
Because they times together to make 10.
Hey.
Why do you get 10 and stuff?
Bottoms up, okay, so.
Are you doing work on this? Mark, you working on this? Siggy, we're doing this? See, look at these people are talking about, they're doing it, talking about how to do it. Listen to these people.
What do you define it?
I got this one.
When you do the bottoms up method, what do you define by?
There's not a 10.
Divide by A.
Bottoms
I didn't learn that bottom part.
I don't know about it. I'm gonna do bottoms up, that's easier, that's so easier too.
Yeah.
Bottom to.
But A, B, C.
And then it's like,
It's like that, actually.
Good money.
oh, here we go again. He worked to get.
Yeah.
Did you get? I bought them for her this morning.
Yeah, see.
They were one of the more part-bowl ones, I saw those play there, they had these jeans that were all torn up, like $85.
I did you get?
Oh, yeah.
That's the first one.
Dang, at least.
There's no accounting for factoring. All right, I'm gonna choose somebody now, because people have been talking about it. Now, there was really some good conversation going on here over on the west side of the classroom here.
Yeah, I started that.
You gotta follow.
Yeah, good job, good job. Okay, let's go ahead and I'll choose somebody who will help us with this.
Okay, I'll know. I'll say, I kinda get it.
It's gonna be me too.
It's gonna be Siggy.
Choose somebody else.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so Siggy has abdicated on this.
Man, get that Lexie.
It'll be Brandon. Okay, Brandon.
This one.
Yay,
All right,
Brandon.
I know Braden was talking about it, so you're ready, Braden.
So I took x squared out of it,
Yeah.
your common factor, and then parentheses 2x squared plus 7x plus 5. And then I did the bottoms up method.
So you did it like this?
And on the top I put 10,
Okay, 10,
and on the bottom I put 7.
okay,
And then I got 2 and 5 out of that.
okay.
And then I divided those by 2. And got 1 on the left, and 5 over 2 on the right. So I got x squared parentheses Parentheses, x plus 1. Parentheses, 2x plus 5.
And this one right here, I just want to make sure people understand what's going on here.
Sounds about right.
If you take this x plus 5 over 2, you do the bottoms up with this. This is where you get the 2x plus 5. Is that right, Braden? So that's where this comes from. And you have a fully factored form there, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Now, Siggy, this is not that hard, is it, Siggy? Oh, okay.
Come on, you can do the next one.
I'll do the next one.
I got you removed.
Well, you got bottoms up too?
So I want you to go ahead and work on number 11. We'll talk about it in a minute.
So what? It's x.
Is it
Common factor is x.
Yeah.
X cubed?
No, it's X.
Oh, stupid.
X squared or what?
X.
It's X? Okay.
And it's X squared plus 10X plus 6. And then, I don't know how to do the bottom of it.
Okay, let's see here.
Just tell me why.
Got that comment there.
What's the greatest?
Oh, it's gonna be 8 and 2.
Factor, oh wait, can we just check my calculation?
Okay.
8 and 2, good.
So here.
What do you divide by?
All right.
What do you divide by?
Divide.
How many decimal points? Oh wait, it's in. Can't yell like a girl. Okay, guys.
6 times 4.
I just got
20. 24.
That's me right now.
You got 24s?
6 times 4 is 24. What's the answer to?
Wait, what do you divide by? 2?
You divide by,
By 1?
Okay,
Yeah, so 1, so still 8 and 2.
I will call on somebody here for this one.
Oh, you
Number
call
11.
me, I get it.
Okay, number 11.
Lexie.
We have Kindle. All right, Kindle, you got Kindle. All right, Kindle, what do we got here? Okay,
Oh, yeah. What's that?
so like that,
I do the 8
plus 10x,
Yeah.
plus 16,
But
okay?
then you have to get some colors.
Then,
One's like number 12.
that's how far you got, okay?
You're slow.
So, question is, next question, which two numbers,
8 and 2.
which when multiplied together equals 16, but added together equal 10?
82.
8 and 2.
You're asking me?
Yes.
She knows how to do it now.
8.
Say 8.
8 and 2.
Okay, 8 and 2, so that means that we can take, and we used to have pluses here, right?
Yeah.
So when you see just pluses, you can just put the pluses right there. And so the numbers you say, Kendall, are 8 and 2?
Yes.
So is this fully factored now?
Yes.
Yeah, it's fully factored, okay? All right. Now I want you to go ahead and work on number 12, and I'll call on somebody in a little bit.
Oh, I know this. I know this. I know this. Or my calendar.
Not yet. That's scary because I don't know.
But the
Hurry up, Mark.
what's the 4?
No, I think it's number 2.
9.
What is it? 21 more.
21.
Points for 24.
Not 21, sorry. 21.3.
What? You can have half of my that's what she said.
Do it in
Oh, put it in degrees.
She's in
All right, one thing I want to do, I want to tell you, I remember looking at this one, and it would, this thing is going to work and be workable if this thing right here is a perfect cube. So 9769, so let's go ahead and take the cube root of 9769. To get that, we go to math,
Reduce the claim.
and I go to 9769, and I don't get a perfect square here, right? So this one we call irreducible.
You want to start putting decimals on stuff?
Told you.
All right, so that'll be that answer for number 12. Okay, so let's go on to the next section. And the next section is different
How do you do grouping?
because it talks about factoring by grouping, which is a factoring technique that you haven't seen before. But basically what you do for factoring by grouping is you consider the first term, the first two terms, and the last two terms, and you factor each of those separately. And then if these two things here, if these two groups here, each of these two groups have a common factor, that becomes a factor for the whole thing. Now, the thing only works, factoring by grouping, if there's a common proportionality for the first and last for the first two terms and the last two terms. And do you see a common proportionality here between this one, these first two, and these last two? Do you see a common proportionality?
For the first two and the last two?
Yes. You do, Jose, you see it?
Shit.
Well, what is it?
Do you really?
Yeah.
X?
And let me tell you what it is. The proportionality between 1 and 8
X.
is the same proportionality as 6 is to 48. You see that? The ratio, like 1 divided by 8 is the same as 6 divided by 48. You see that? So there's a common proportionality of the pairs of coefficients. And I think in all these exercises, 13 through 18, I think that is indeed the case. Now, often you're going to see situations where you have cubic polynomials that don't have that proportionality and thus would not be candidates for factoring by grouping. So it's only by seeing that proportionality that we know when the textbook writers set it up, these problems 13 through 18, that can be done. So I'm going to show you how to do that first one here, and then I'm going to go ahead and turn you loose on the other ones to do subsequently and be chosen for that. How's that? Now, for this first one here, what you have is you're going to take each of these groups and consider them separately. So this one right here, in this first grouping here, what is going to be our greatest common factor?
X squared.
X squared. So we're going to have x squared times what? X plus 8. Okay? So we have x squared times x plus 8. Can you see that that's a factoring of the first two in this group?
Yes.
You can see that. And I find it helpful to parenthesize each of these groups, like I did here, to go ahead and separate it out in your mind. And next we have plus, because we have a plus sign, and what's going to be our common factor between these two here? So 6 times x plus 8. And do you see now that each of these two groups now factored have a common factor? Somebody remembers this?
Yeah.
You do remember factoring by grouping?
No, you don't.
Right.
You could have, right? So anyway, what we do is we have a common factor. So now we factor out this x plus 8. And then what do we have over here? X squared plus 6. And in this case, we don't have a difference of squares here, so we can't factor this to the right any further. So this is going to be our complete factoring of problem 13.
How'd you get,
Yeah.
how'd you get 6?
Squared and 6 and negative 2.
But the plus 6,
Oh, y'all made them into one thing?
So here's x squared plus 6,
Okay.
and x plus 8 is the common factor to each of these two things.
I get it. And so you just, okay. I get it.
Yeah.
Oh. So you just.
So go ahead and work on 14. I will tell you that one way you can rewrite. I'm going to rewrite 14 that might be able to make it a little more workable for you. If we wrote it as 4x squared and minus x plus 4. Do you see why I can do that? So for this second group, what I did is I factored out a minus sign. So go ahead and work out number 14. So I gave you a little boost on 14. I'll choose somebody in a minute.
Dude, what the?
easy.
Mark, it's not easy.
All you have to do is
Exactly.
We just did it.
X squared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
make a negative.
Plus 4.
Hey.
Which is
So let's do
Siggy's down
negative 2.
Throwing shots.
We're going to do, I think next month, we're going to work on factoring
Dude, this is not working.
cubic polynomials that can't be grouped
Let's just
by doing other techniques.
stick to MX would be. Mark, you get
Take it first.
Oh, shoot. Oh, Mark. Mark.
What's your grade for calculus?
Watermelon sugar. That's right.
That's wrong.
All right.
I think it
Where was it?
looks like.
X plus 4.
Yeah.
X squared.
X plus 1.
What's the last name? Plus what? X squared plus what? 1?
Okay, let's go ahead here.
Minus
Choose somebody.
7.
I hear some conversation going on. Sounds good to me. Let's go ahead and see what
Hey, Marcus.
I'm not calling.
Get that Rennie pack. That Rennie pack. That Chloe picture.
Chloe. All right, Chloe, you got this one? All right, let's go ahead.
Alright, I have that, and then I made it, I still have a common factor, oh wait, I need this part.
So you did this like this? All right, go ahead.
And then I had x squared, parentheses, x
Oh.
plus 4. And then just bring that part down.
Because even all
That's
these.
X plus 4.
That's what you.
Isn't it mine?
And then you get x plus 4
Same thing.
and parentheses. And then x squared minus 1.
So is that it?
Yes, but I'll go parentheses on x plus 4.
Okay. Well, is this one further this is right so far. Is this thing further factorable?
Maybe.
I didn't do it.
Then below.
It is actually further factorable. How can you further factor this thing? Somebody. Tell me how you can further factor this thing.
Squared.
What number? 14.
So this one here is factor, and Chloe did a good job so far, but this is not fully factor. Someone help me out, fully factor.
X
X.
plus 1 and X minus 1.
Okay, Randy has it right there. Okay, thank you, Randy. So let's go ahead and do this. And by the way, I forgot to do something here, right? I forgot to put the parentheses here, okay? You see why that's needed? Okay, now we're back to Randy, what Randy said here, okay? So now this is fully factored, okay? So you see the distinction between problem 13 and problem 14?
No, why'd you do that? No.
Okay, problem 14, you had x squared plus 6, which is not factorable. But on 14, you had x squared minus 1, which is factorable. You see that? You don't see that?
I don't understand why you can make it x plus 1.
Is it X squared?
Here, I'll show you. That's called difference of squares. That's what we're talking about here. It's one thing we talked about.
What else is missing?
Friday. Okay, you take,
Me, Bryce.
okay, I'm gonna do this a little on the side because there seems to be a little unclarity about this. If we have x squared minus 1, we can factor this into x plus 1, x minus 1. How do I know we can do that? Because if we multiplied these two things together, if we multiplied x plus 1, x minus 1, we get x squared, x minus x, negative 1. These cancel out, so x squared minus 1 is a product of x plus 1 and x minus 1. You see that? So that's called the difference of squares, yes.
Somebody's like spraying water, and it like hit at me and it's spraying all over you.
It's all over my paper, Mr. G.
The ceiling?
It's coming from like, I don't even know.
Yeah, spray it on me.
But the hammer's on now. Like I felt it.
Okay, well, I'm sure you're gonna be okay.
Whoa.
All right, so you're going doing number 15? No? That should be easier. So I'll call in a minute for number 15 to be worked out from somebody in class.
What's the column back then?
On which one?
15.
It's 8x cubed.
No, it's not. How did it 8x?
Because you can take 8.
So you go like this.
Come on, bud.
Which one? 15? That's what I got.
Oh, it hurts to laugh.
That's enough for them.
Just let me know. That's kind of funny.
I don't know how to tell if I can factor out like 8x cubed.
You can. Do you have to check the second one?
What did it be, 8x cubed
It's 8x.
Come on, guys. I know. Don't hit me like that.
Well, I mean, but like, look. So I got that far, right?
Yeah.
Are you sure it was that?
Yes.
I don't know how.
Are you sure it was that?
27 is 3 cubed.
Did you on the last one?
Yes,
So I just do like a 3 outside of it?
And then you have to do the difference of cube or the sum of cube.
Okay,
So you do just like,
so let's go
but like 8x, and you just.
get this one here. We got,
Please be right.
Nah, I can't.
Please, oh, it's Bryce. It's Bryce. It's Bryce.
Oh, it's
Right.
Bryce. Let's go.
all right, Bryce.
Well, I mean, I can walk you through the first 3 steps.
Yeah, go ahead, see what you have here, just,
Okay, so there's on the first problem, there's a greatest common factor of 8x cubed, and then inside of the parentheses, you put x plus 1,
okay?
and then close it, and then on the problem to the right, the greatest common factor is 27, and then parentheses, x plus 1.
Okay. Everybody good with this step so far, though, okay?
Yes, I'm good with that.
All right, good job. Okay, Bryce, that's good. What, anything next, Bryce?
I don't know what to do next.
Okay, Bryce, here. Okay, Bryce, stick with me here. Between these two things now, we have this group here that was factored and this group here. Is there a factor now in common? What is in common between these two? I'll preface it this way. I'll say there is a common factor between these two things here. Which one is that common factor?
Is it x plus 1? Or
Is this a factor? X plus 1? Yes. Is this a factor? X plus 1? Are they both the same? So that's what we have. That is going to be our common factor between these two. And so that being now our common factor, we can rewrite this thing as x plus 1 times 8x cubed plus 27.
I think what we're still on the wrong is that we still have to treat it like two different things.
Okay. Now, is this thing here any factorable further?
maybe.
Okay, Bryce says maybe. I'm waiting for somebody to say yes, and then who tells me how to do it.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, then tells me how to do it.
And,
Okay, and
cube root everything?
You have to cube root x cubed and 27 to get it. Does it work? 2x plus 3.
Okay, so Braden is telling me, so Braden is giving me a little direction here. So if you take, he says if you take the cube root of 8x cubed, you get 2x, is that right?
Yes.
And the cube root of 27 is equal to 3. Okay, Braden, or go ahead. So we got x plus 1 here factored out. So what is this going to be here?
2x plus 3.
2x plus 3 times,
X plus 1.
4x squared.
thank you, Braden,
You're welcome.
4x squared.
Plus 6.
No.
Minus 6 on the.
X.
Minus 6x
That's what I meant. Plus 9.
plus 9, okay? So that's going to be our fully factored. Okay, so we see a combination of things, don't we, on this? Okay, so good work. So go ahead and look at number 16, and I will tell you what I'm going to do for this one here is I'm going to rewrite number 16 a little bit to maybe help. And I'm going to factor out a minus sign. So I'm going to say 64x plus 128. Okay, so that should be somewhat helpful, I
The
hope.
camera didn't hear that.
Hang on.
Was it one? Sort of.
No, it was.
What's the bottom of it?
Mark's trying to make you. That's nasty. Why are you eating a pickle at 9 in the morning?
I take care of my lemon.
Your lemon and your salt.
She got the glazing.
Okay, well, I'm going to call on somebody soon here for this one.
Richard, you can't put my name, but I want to do it. My name's not on the wheel anymore because I didn't get to go. You kicked me out.
Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put your name back in the pot.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Can you put mine back in too?
You want yours back in too? Well,
Oh, you
No, I don't want to, yeah, you actually solved that one that you got picked on here, Braden. I'm going to put Atlee's back. I'll be prejudicial toward Atlee this time.
Thank you.
On number 18,
Number 18.
No, here's how I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to call it this way. Today this is going to be your name, Atlee.
yeah, it's,
That's your name today.
Who's that?
it's 2,
That's Atlee today.
4010.
She has another name today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's Daytona?
I mean, it matches my family's name. so,
It's sort of a family joke.
Yeah,
Family joke?
Yeah, it's a family joke. I'm in on a family joke.
yeah.
They're related?
So I'm like the family member to the Swan family. I'm the crazy uncle who teases the nieces and nephews. Okay. Does everybody have a crazy uncle who tells jokes and stuff like that? And it's kind of corny and stuff like
Well,
that?
now I do.
I had one. Okay,
I have so many games.
okay, here we go.
Hello, what are you doing?
I want to be Talladega.
Okay, Marcus, this is gonna be
I
you.
get it.
Mr. Gianna,
Yeah, I get it.
Seriously?
pick Atlee.
No, it's Mark's turn. right
Seriously,
now.
Marcus?
Really, Marcus, do your work and stop spraying water on me.
Oh. Bro, do
It wasn't Marcus.
Mark.
It was singing.
Okay, I'll take you at your word here. Aaron, we know he's
He's
right.
not even here.
You're on.
Oh, okay,
Alright guys, so I'm guessing that it's going to be Lexie.
Daytona.
It's gonna be Daytona, okay.
First try.
All right, Daytona, you're back in the business. All right, go ahead.
Okay, I got my notes. Coming back here, 27. X to the power 3. And then I did, in parentheses, x plus 2. And then minus. And then I did 64. Parentheses, x minus 2. And then I got,
I got X plus 2 here.
oh, that's what I meant.
Okay, go ahead.
So then I got x plus 2, because that's the greatest common factor, right? That's what I got.
Okay,
And then 27 x to the power 3 minus 64. Would that be minus?
okay. Everybody good with this?
Yeah. Yes. I like it.
Okay.
So I would have to find another greatest common factor?
Is there one?
Okay, now remember this is a difference of cubes now, right?
Oh, yeah. So,
If this is cube, so cube root of 27 x cubed is 3x, right? And what is the cube root of 64?
8?
4.
Equals 4, right? So now we can go ahead, Atlee.
Okay, so, yeah, x plus 2, parentheses,
Yeah,
8, no,
it's a little bit
That's 3x. Minus, wouldn't I multiply those or no?
Okay, and then what goes here?
Yeah.
You need to do
This thing's squared here.
All that.
Yeah. 9n squared.
Plus.
Plus, yeah, plus 2.
Okay, this times this, 3x times 4.
Plus 12x.
Minus 1.
Okay, then plus
Plus 16.
4.
Oh, indeed.
Plus 7.
was 16. So that's going to be your fully factored form of that. Okay, so some complexity to it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what I want you to do now is go on and work out, I'll choose somebody here for 17
That's what I.
You gonna lose. You gonna
and 18, so we'll get through.
You can lose me, baby.
So they told us.
Yeah, they told us.
Your daddy was told
That's
that.
why I got circle.
Your daddy dunked dates on it.
Yeah, I know what it is.
Okay, let's go and get this one here.
It's gonna be Lexie.
Lexie, all right,
Dog with
Lexie.
the butt on the head.
I had 25% chance.
Dog with the butt. Butt dog.
All right, Lexie, what do we got here today, Lexie?
I got x squared. Parentheses, x plus 2 plus 3.
Is that Mark Wood?
X plus 2.
Okay,
And then you pull out x plus
What's wrong with
2, parentheses, x squared plus 3.
is x squared plus 3 is factorable any further than that?
No. Actually,
Is it factorable
yeah,
here?
it is.
No.
Is this factorable here?
Yeah,
No
it's
X.
X plus 3, X minus.
No, it's not factorable.
Good job, Ray.
That's what we did with the last one.
That's because it's cute.
Okay, and then the last one here, the last one here, I'm gonna rewrite this one here a little bit. Equals 4 x to the 4th minus 4 x cubed. And I'm gonna put minus x minus 1. So that was a little assist there on number 18.
What's that?
Oh, let's see.
Okay.
Abigail.
Okay. Here we go. So we don't have a lot of people left.
It's gonna be Haynes, it's gonna be Jose. It's gonna be.
It'll be Randy, all right.
How can you manage to get along without getting called?
I don't know.
All right, Randy. Okay, what do we have here?
So I pulled the 4x cubed. And then I put parentheses x minus 1. And then minus, and then parentheses x minus 1. And then from that, I got x minus 1, or parentheses x minus 1. And then 4x cubed minus 1. And I didn't factor it because the 4 isn't factored.
So the 4 is not factorable, so there's not, I mean, it looks like it could be. If this was 4x squared minus 1, it would be, right? But it's not, so this is as far as we can go on this deal. So we're gonna have to leave it there today. It's a good stopping point, finishing this exercise here.
Are you?
Yeah, thanks.
I'm not